had a massive aha moment at the weekend there when I was away taking the mental strength wild camping retreat. The reason I think so many people fail in their fitness endeavours, and they're always setting out goals that should be simple to achieve, maybe it's losing a stone, lifting a certain weight, whatever it is, but the reason so many of us fail to achieve these and keep it going is because the primal brain, the human that's been repressed inside of us, doesn't really give a fuck. We train today to satisfy modern day needs. Validation from friends and validation from social media, likes, shares. And while that may go towards helping us feel better in that moment, it doesn't really soothe the inner human in us that has been repressed for so many generations. Away on that retreat, I didn't care about what my deadlift was. I didn't care about who was stronger, who was weaker, who was faster, who was better. All I cared about was, do we have enough fuel in the fire to keep ourselves warm and cook our food? And the answer was invariably no. And that meant having to go for a kilometre walk, find logs, put them logs on my shoulder, carry those logs back to the camp, then start sawing those logs into more manageable bite-sized logs, and then chopping those logs, and then splitting those logs into kindling, and then getting the kindling going for the fire, and then cooking our food, and then keeping us warm. And what I noticed was the other guys, we all seemed to gel together and join in, and there's a camaraderie built. And through that common suffering of never-ending work, we seemed to bond, and in that bond, there was a satisfaction. And that is what the gym lacks today, and it's what I've realised. The goals we set ourselves to deadlift 200 kilo, to have a six-pack, to bench press 100 kilo, they're superficial aims. They're goals that social media has told us we need to achieve, but they aren't satisfying that primal human that lurks within each and every one of us. When you're given a focus and that focus is on survival, everything you've grown up believing is important suddenly doesn't matter. It disappears, and your sole focus is warmth, food, and the people you're with. There's a real lesson to be learned in nature, and that lesson is teaching you what is truly important as a human being. We've been conditioned to believe all this other bullshit matters, and it doesn't. Is training good for you? Yes, 100%. Should you train? Yes, 100%. The problem is we believe an hour a day, 3 times a week, is going to make us happy. We exercise because the life we live doesn't provide us with the amount of work required to keep ourselves healthy. With an abundance of processed foods that just make us feel shit, that pollute our body with toxins, that lead to us feeling bad about ourselves, and then we turn to them because they taste good, it feels good for that moment. We're trying to satisfy an internal want inside of us, and the truth is, we can satisfy that want very easily by going in nature and discovering what we need. Because when you discover what you need, and what you need is the warmth, what you need is the food, what you need is the comradeship, all of a sudden the hard work you do, the suffering in that hard work, well, when you get a fire going, when you cook a really nice meal, when you sit down to chat with these people you've worked hard with, you realise that is what's important as a human. That is what's required to make you feel good. We have things too easy. Life is too easy. And because life is too easy, we're bored, and we're trying to keep ourselves amused. But we've become so bored and so used to this easy life that we now fear hard work. And hard work is where it's at. That's why we come to the gym. We come to the gym because inside of us all, we want that bit of effort. We want to find that human in us. But it doesn't satisfy us the way nature can. It was a big lesson for me, and it's made me realise that the way I trained hasn't been satisfying me, and that's why I haven't been able to keep it going on a regular basis, and I've been berating myself because of that. When the truth is, getting out into the nature, hiking with a 30 kilo backpack, chopping logs, starting fires, having to work hard for hours to get the things that we take for granted, that is what satisfies us. That is what makes us feel human.